Hey guys, it's Marco again. Today with a Fire Mage guide for patch 9.1. The spec which took the biggest fall. I expect that I won't get a lot of views for this video, but I'm obliged to do it. So to make me happy, spam that like button on the video for my hard work. We have quite a bit things to talk about, so let's get started with talents. We're running the usual talents, even with the nerfs to Flame Patch and Kindling. The only thing which you can do with talents is swapping Searing Touch for Flame Starter, for example at Sylvanas fight. Flame Patch, even after the nerf, is a still better option than Conflagration as soon as we get 2 targets. Lastly, the nerf to Kindling still left Kindling as the best talent. Although Kindling is still the best talent, Meteor is closing up to it, so you can actually go with Meteor if you like it and you're not gonna lose that much DPS. The best overall covenant for Fire Mages is Night Fae. The only covenant which comes relatively close to it is Venture, and it's out DPSing Night Fae just slightly on solo target fights. In all other situations, Night Fae pulls ahead by a lot. Best Soulbind from Night Fae covenant for solo targets is Corine at the moment. This will remain the case until we get all Soulbind abilities opened, and then Dreamweaver should become the go-to Soulbind. But nowadays, she is in the second spot. For Cleave and AoE situations, both Corine and Dreamweaver are seeming exactly the same at the moment. But again, with the last Soulbind, Dreamweaver is going to be better. So now you can all in Corine for all the content, and in a few weeks, Dreamweaver is going to be our go-to Soulbind. To just shortly touch on Vent here, Theotar is the best Soulbind for everything, and that's going to remain the case. When it comes to Conduits, you always want to run Infernal Cascade and Discipline of the Grove, with third potency Conduit being either Master Flame or Controlled Extraction, depending on the content you're doing. When it comes to legendary powers, you really have one and only legendary power, and that is Disciplinary Command. This power is just unbalanced compared to the others, and you should make this legendary above everything else. Even though Kindling is by far the best, there is one kind of meme build going around, and that's using Pyroclasm together with Sun King's Blessing. You can use that because Kindling got nerfed, and this is a good synergy, but overall the DPS is going to be quite a bit lower. But that's the closest thing to Disciplinary Command. Stats remained relatively the same. My character sims the best when he's at 30% critical strike chance, with as much haste, and my second best stat is versatility. And I only have a tad of mastery, even though mastery can sim quite nicely. Basically, I was just following my simulations like top gear and stat weights, and my character is just a byproduct of that, and I recommend that you do the same. Domination sockets are a new addition to the game, which I hate since the drop rate of sockets is minuscule and you also have to have domination gear. Currently, my character, after doing the full raid for 2 weeks, still has no domination gear and I don't even have a single socket from the raid. I may be super unlucky, but either way I'm hoping to get unholy sockets as soon as possible, since at the moment the set of those does the most damage. So if you get your hands on a lot of sockets, try to make an unholy set. Opener and rotation. This topic hasn't changed a lot, even with all the nerfs and the buffs, but the speed has changed, due to Kindling nerfs. At least now during the downtime of the spec, when you don't have your combustion cooldown, you're hitting by a lot more, so that's kinda good. I will do the rotation for the only talents that you can swap out, and that's Conflagration and Flame Patch. I won't do as detailed rotation as in the previous patch, just because DPSing on different number of mobs still remain the same, even after the nerf to Flame Strike, since if there is going to be more targets, you're definitely gonna run Master Flame Conduit. So the third potency Conduit kinda balanced everything out. So if you want to check the rotations for 2 target with Conflagration, 3 target with Conflagration, 2 target with Flame Patch, 3 target with Flame Patch, please do check out my 9.0.5 guide. I will leave a link in the description. To conclude, I believe that Fire Mages are in a bit of a rough spot when it comes to the raid. They won't be picked at all for progress. Your raid leaders will probably ask you to swap to either Arcane or Frost, but this happened just because Activision balance team is a bit off, since they didn't include all the factors which made Fire super good in Castle Natria, and they just decided to gut the spec. Buff which Fire Mages received was okay, but they definitely need more to be competitive at all in the raid. But when it comes to Mythic Plus, I think that they are in a pretty good spot, not as needed as before definitely, since Lieutenants are a lot easier than Pridefuls, and always having Combustion up for the Lieutenant is kind of a waste. We won't see Fire Mages in high ranked Mythic Plus, for now at least, because all the Fire Mages who are doing high Mythic Plus keys are also hardcore raiders, and they can't play Fire before the raid is on farm. I think that we might actually see some Fire Mages on MDI, but that's pretty much it. A sad fall of the DPS king. Thank you guys for watching my video, do check out my Patreon for additional support and my Twitch for streams. Until next time, take care.